10 best U.S. states to live off the grid in 2025. Ever dreamed of breaking free from the daily grind? No more utility bills, no more noisy neighbors, just you, nature, and total self-sufficiency. But here's the thing. Going off the grid isn't as simple as packing up and heading for the woods. Some states make it easy, while others, not so much. So, where can you truly live off the grid legally and comfortably? Well, stick around because today, we're breaking down the 10 best U.S. states for off-grid living in 2025. But hey, before we jump in, if you love content about places to live, travel, and escape the ordinary, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. All right, let's get into it. Living off the grid is more than just a lifestyle. It's a commitment to self-reliance, sustainability, and freedom. It means generating your own power, sourcing your own water, and in many cases, growing your own food. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, here's the reality. Not all states are created equal when it comes to off-grid living. Some have strict zoning laws, expensive land, or a climate that makes it nearly impossible to survive without modern infrastructure. That's why choosing the right state is absolutely crucial. You need a place where off-grid laws are relaxed, land is affordable, and natural resources are abundant. You also have to consider things like climate, water availability, and how friendly the locals are to off-grid communities. So, in this video, we've put together a list of the 10 best states for off-grid living based on factors like cost of land, climate, legal regulations, and overall livability. Let's get started! 10 best U.S. states to live off the grid in 2025. 1. Alaska, the off-grid mecca. If you want true solitude and the ultimate test of self-sufficiency, Alaska is the place to be. With over 663,000 square miles of untouched wilderness, you'll have no trouble finding land far from civilization. Land prices are surprisingly affordable, and the state offers some of the best natural resources for off-grid living. Freshwater lakes, wild game, dense forests, and even salmon-filled rivers. Many homesteaders rely on hunting, fishing, and trapping to sustain themselves, and with long summer days, you can grow more crops than you'd expect. However, Alaska isn't for the faint of heart. The winters are brutal, with temperatures dropping well below zero, and the remote nature of the state means getting supplies can be a serious challenge. If you don't mind the isolation and have solid survival skills, Alaska is one of the best places to truly live off the grid. 2. Missouri, the hidden gem. For off-griders, Missouri isn't the first place people think of when it comes to off-grid living, but it's actually one of the most welcoming states for homesteaders. Why? For starters, Missouri has no statewide building codes, which means you have a lot of freedom to build your home the way you want, whether it's a tiny house, a cabin, or a full-fledged homestead. Land here is incredibly affordable, especially in rural areas, and the climate is mild enough to support year-round farming. The state gets decent rainfall, so water sources aren't as big of a concern as they are in some western states. Plus, Missouri is home to a growing off-grid and homesteading community, which makes it easier to connect with like-minded people. The downside? Tornadoes. Missouri sits in the heart of Tornado Alley, so you'll need to prepare for severe storms. But if you can handle that, Missouri is one of the best-kept secrets for off-grid living. 3. Montana wide-open spaces and Freedom, Montana is a dream for off-grid enthusiasts who love wide-open spaces, fresh mountain air, and total freedom. The state has some of the most lenient homesteading and off-grid laws in the country, and land here is still relatively affordable, especially compared to states like Colorado or Oregon. Water sources are abundant, especially in western Montana, where you'll find pristine lakes, rivers, and natural springs. The long growing season in the lower elevations allows for successful farming, and the vast forests provide plenty of firewood and natural resources. The challenge? Winters here are no joke. Some areas see snowfall for 6 months out of the year, and temperatures can drop well below freezing. You'll need to invest in proper insulation, heating, and food storage to make it through the long winter months. But if you're prepared, Montana offers one of the best off-grid experiences in the U.S. 4. Tennessee no state income tax and lush land. Tennessee is an excellent choice for off-grid living, thanks to its affordable land, mild climate, and lack of state income tax. The state has a long growing season, which means you can produce plenty of food year-round. The rolling hills and dense forests provide excellent hunting and foraging opportunities, and fresh water is readily available in most regions. One of the biggest advantages of Tennessee is its relaxed zoning and building regulations in rural areas. meaning you won't have to jump through a bunch of legal hoops to set up your homestead. Plus, Tennessee has a strong and growing off-grid community, so if you're looking for a place where you can connect with others who share your lifestyle, this is a great option. The only real downside is that some areas, particularly in the eastern part of the state, can get a bit crowded. But if you look toward the less developed regions, Tennessee offers a fantastic balance of affordability, freedom, and sustainability. 5. Texas Go Big and Go Off-Grid Texas is massive, over 268,000 square miles to be exact. So if you're looking for a place where you can truly disappear into the wilderness, you'll have plenty of options. Land in rural parts of Texas is still relatively affordable, and with some of the most relaxed property laws in the country, it's easy to live off the grid here. Many areas of Texas don't have zoning restrictions, meaning you can build and live however you want. Plus, Texas has a diverse climate, so whether you prefer the lush forests of East Texas, the rolling hills of Central Texas, or the dry desert landscapes of West Texas, you can find a place that fits your needs. The main challenges? Water scarcity and extreme heat. Some parts of Texas, particularly in the western region, face serious drought conditions, so if you plan to go off-grid, you'll need a reliable water source. Rainwater harvesting is a popular option, but if you can work around that, Texas is one of the freest states for off-grid living. 6. Idaho, a survivalist paradise. Idaho has been growing in popularity among off-grid enthusiasts, and for good reason. The state is known for its natural beauty, abundant wildlife, and access to fresh water. Many rural areas in Idaho have no building codes, meaning you have total freedom when it comes to constructing your off-grid home. Land here is cheaper than in neighboring Washington and Oregon, and the state's strong agricultural history makes it an excellent place for farming. Many off-grid communities have already established themselves in Idaho, so you won't be completely alone unless you want to be. The big challenge? Winters here can be brutal. While southern Idaho has a more moderate climate, northern Idaho gets heavy snowfall, so you'll need to be prepared. But if you can handle the cold, Idaho is one of the best places to live off the grid. 7. North Carolina mountains, coastlines, and everything in between. North Carolina is one of the most diverse states on this list when it comes to climate and geography. Whether you want to live in the mountains, by the coast, or in the forests, North Carolina has options for everyone. The long growing season and mild winters make it perfect for farming, and land is still relatively affordable, especially in the western part of the state. North Carolina also has a strong off-grid and sustainable living movement, so you'll find plenty of resources and communities that support this lifestyle. However, some areas, especially near cities, have more zoning restrictions, so you'll need to check local laws before buying land. 8. Wyoming. Ultimate Freedom. Wyoming is often ranked as one of the freest states in the U.S., and that extends to off-grid living. There's no state income tax, property taxes are low, and there's minimal government interference when it comes to building codes and regulations. The state's wide-open landscapes make it easy to find land with total privacy. However, Wyoming is one of the driest states on this list, so securing a reliable water source is essential. Winters can also be extreme, with heavy snowfall and strong winds, so it's not for the faint of heart. But if you want true independence, Wyoming is hard to beat. 9. Kentucky. Affordable land and laid back. Laws. Kentucky offers some of the cheapest land for off-grid living in the eastern U.S., and it has some of the most lenient homesteading laws. The state's mild climate makes it easy to grow crops, and fresh water is abundant. Plus, Kentucky's rural areas have a strong tradition of self-sufficiency, so you'll find plenty of like-minded people. In Oregon off-grid. Friendly with a sustainable mindset, Oregon has a strong off-grid culture, making it a great choice for those looking to live sustainably. However, land prices can be higher than in other states, so be prepared to invest more. The state's wet climate provides plenty of water, but some areas have stricter building regulations, so check local zoning laws before you settle. So there you have it, the 10 best states for off-grid living in 2025. Whether you're looking for total isolation in Alaska, affordability in Kentucky, or a balance of sustainability and freedom in Oregon, there's a place for everyone who wants to live off the grid. Now let me ask you, which of these states would you choose for off-grid living? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.